So, for all the people who want to just try to take up for Harry and his wife and say, leave them alone, black girl, leave them alone. Start thinking that if this were your family that this couple behaved towards, how would you feel? Would you still be like, she's black, leave her alone? Being black does not give you an excuse to go out and behave badly and to be disrespectful and to just go do and behave any old kind of way. I'm sorry, but it just don't work that way. Hi, YouTubers. Say hi. Here's the Otis. Here's Otis. Hi. What we're talking about today, I think, is one of the most passionate subjects that I could talk about. And it's talking about family. Now, I know for myself in my own family, there are people that are distant relatives that I haven't seen or spoken to for years. But it doesn't diminish the relationship with my family. It brings back memories from when I would see my family years ago. And that's the thing about family. Just because you don't speak with them every day or have a relationship with them that's ongoing throughout the years doesn't mean that that relationship is any way diminished. It doesn't diminish that relationship. And I think that is what is misconstrued when people think about Meghan Markle and her relationship with her family. They say, well, she hasn't seen those people in years and she doesn't need to be in contact with those people because now she's a duchess. She's got her new family, and forget those people that she knew back when in the day when she was a nobody. Forget those people. And that's the wrong way to look at it. And I'll tell you why. We have distant relatives. We have so many people that are family, spin-off of marriages and families that at one point we did have relationships with them maybe once a year, or if they were close enough, we may see them during holidays or just out of the blue sometimes. But it never really diminishes the people that knew you when you were a kid. Because I can recall times when I was younger and I'll meet people later in life and I'm all grown up and they'll be like, girl, I remember when you was little, I used to change your diapers, and I remember when you learned how to ride a bike. Those are those memories that you cherish because these are people who knew you when you didn't have nothing. These were people who were nice to you. These were people who were essentially those that took care of you, who you reminisced and had laughs with and just had a good time with and shared memories. And I can tell you some people who you just didn't like at all, but they family. Now, I'm not saying that there are some people who have relatives who are wackadoos and who you'd be like, oh, don't go next to Uncle so-and-so because, he kind of crazy. Or, well, who doesn't have these kind of people in their family? We all have that crazy uncle or aunt. But I'm talking about the core of the family. People who you have grown up with, who you have memories with. And this is what I'm talking about. And it's even friendships can be like that. Doesn't mean I don't value my friendships because I haven't seen a friend in a long time or we haven't spoken to each other in years. What lies at the core of that are the memories that we once shared together before all of this outside superficial things came to play in maybe someone's life. And that's how you know that there is a problem when you can't even acknowledge the relationships with people that knew you when, that knew you before you had anything, right? And so this is what I'm talking about. Because if you try to make up the equivalation or to equivalate or to make the equivalation that Miss Markle had a family way back in the day. She ain't seen those folks for years. But now she doing her own thing. And it excuses the fact that she no longer sees her family back in the day. Then explain to me, how is it that you can invite people to a very intimate, family-oriented event that you don't even know? People who are supposed to share a lifetime memory with you that you don't really know, but from the television screen or from, I want to work with so-and-so, me invite them to my wedding. And you don't even acknowledge the people that knew you when. What does that say? What does that say about you? It says that the opportunities and the lifestyle and the just the curiousness of working or being around people that you don't know supersedes the people that knew you when. Now, how does that make any sense? Because it can't be that all of your family are wackadoos. All of your family, they's all crazy. Whatever it is. You mean to tell me there are no genuine people in a family that you can not see for years and years, and then suddenly you go back and you see them and it dredges up some good memories? Or it validates you as, hey, that's my family. That's my family. And when you can't even address yourself to people that knew you when, because you done gone off and you now doing other things. People know you, you're famous. What becomes your values at that point when you can't even relate to people that knew you when? You can only be with the people that are going to do something for you that you don't even know. What does that say about your character? When you can't even humble yourself enough to be around people that were good to you when you had nothing. Because I can assure you, if I had a wedding and I invited Oprah, she ain't coming because she don't know me. I can have a wedding and invite Brad Pitt. He ain't coming because he don't know me. Right? But people that are your family will come if you are successful or if you're not successful, because you have a relationship with them, a meaningful relationship. It may be distant, but it holds a core of something that we hold valuable within our societal relationships. They are people that we value. Some people may not ever have relationships with their family, and that's just it. They're cut off. But the case that I'm talking about here is not that. This is different. So this is an article that I'm talking about because an anonymous family member has come forth from Meghan's family that has spoken out. And I'm glad this has happened because so far we have really only heard from Samantha Markle and her father, who is, by the way, going to be speaking on 60 Minutes Australia. And I can't wait because I want to hear what he has to say. Because what he has to say, I think, holds meaning. This is someone who has had a very close relationship and who is a part of her success today. He has played a very pivotal role in her success. And it says a lot about a person when you do not even acknowledge those who knew you when. It says a lot. Relative of Meghan Markle says she won't ever talk to her family again because she acts like she is in a different social class and like she is above them and where she came from. An anonymous member of Meghan's family spoke to Fox News about her relationship with her relatives. The person who did not reveal their relation to the Duchess of Sussex, 39, insisted that the rift between Meghan and her family is her choice. That's very key. They added that family has no intention of pursuing a reconciliation because they don't want to chase after someone that doesn't want to talk to them. And I applaud that. It's like, yeah, girl, just go do you. See how far this lifestyle is going to get you. See how far what you are doing now is going to get you, is what I would say. Because family, real family, the ones that knew you when, they ain't chasing after you. They gonna just look at you like, look, you done changed. Look at you. You think you good. Okay. They gonna keep it moving. Because people like really are sincere and have good character ain't about all of that. Because they're not looking at you as somebody that they need to try to have a relationship with because they knew you when. They had the relationship with you when nobody knew you, when Oprah didn't know you. That says something to me. However, the relatives said that the family is happy for the couple and wished them congratulations on the birth of their daughter, Lilibet Diana. Isn't that nice? You can diss this kind of family and you can really have nothing more to do with them, but they are still going to be happy for you. Because it's not really about them. It's not about them getting anything from you. It's about, okay, you're happy. You had a child. That's wonderful. Great. So it shows you that they're not looking to get anything. But it says a lot about the person who chooses never to speak to that family again. It says a lot more about that person than the family who says, okay, go ahead, do you, boo. We ain't chasing after you. You don't want a relationship? Fine. We happy for you. Have a good life. See you later. That is commendable. That shows integrity. That shows a family that is really about family. Because they ain't chasing after you no matter what you got now. And what you got now you may think is valuable. You may think it's valuable. But trying to gain all these things from the world will in the end get you really not much, but a lot of emptiness. Because family is where you get the true meaning of life. We're talking about the good family. We're not trying to look at the exceptions of the wackadoos and the people, because we know this is not the people that we're talking about here because of what they're saying right now. The anonymous Markle insider is one of several members of the family who have spoken out about Meghan and her estrangement from her relatives. Her father, Thomas Markle, has repeatedly criticized the mother of two publicly, as has her half-sister, Samantha. And I can't really fault them either for doing what they have done, because they are the ones that were in her immediate orbit when all this happened. More so the father. Not so sure so much about Samantha. But her father was right there with her up until the very end, till she didn't got all too good and high and mighty. I don't blame him for wanting to speak out in what he is saying. Because it's like, how dare you? I changed your diapers. I took care of you. I provided for you. And you are going to treat me like this publicly? You are going to diminish me and my character because I made one mistake? Look at all the mistakes this couple has made, and not once have they atoned for a mistake. Not once. Not once. Zilch. Thomas has previously accused Meghan of ghosting all of her family, which is true. Harry's own relationship with his family has grown increasingly tense over the past few months, particularly after the couple's bombshell Oprah interview. And then this goes into the other thing. What does this say about Meghan? And I am saying her name during this because this is really the crux of who I'm talking about, and it slips out. But you know, Harry's wife, I get it. What does this really say when now your husband don't even speak to his family? Something is wrong. We can think critically and look objectively that there is a scenario in this equation that is causing a disruption. It don't take a scientist to know that. So let's not play games here. There is definitely something going on. Something is going on when now this is happening to the husband's family. The couple have made several very damaging allegations about the royals during recent TV and podcast appearances. Let me just tell you something. No family is perfect. And we know that families are all alike. They have ups and downs, troubles within them. And to disown a family because of whatever that reason is, and there is a pattern of it, there's something more sinister or something a little bit more going on underneath it all. There's something a little bit more going on that you need to look at. When it happened with one family member, Meghan, and now it's happening with the husband's family. This is not a coincidence. There is a drop of something that ain't good. It ain't good. The source comments come just days after Meghan welcomed her second child with Prince Harry, a baby daughter named Lilibet Diana, in honor of the Queen and the late Princess Diana. Meghan and Harry actually moved much closer to the Duchess's family when they relocated to her home state of California last year into their $14 million mansion in Montecito. Where they now live with their 2-year-old son Archie and newborn daughter Lily. But while the Duchess's relative often congratulates to the couple on the arrival of their daughter, they admitted that they don't believe a play date between the little girl and her Markle cousins is ever going to happen, despite their physical proximity, joking that a meeting with Oprah would be just as likely to take place. According to the Markle relative, the rift between Meghan and her father is entirely her choice, adding that the family has no plans to try and mend it because they don't want to chase after someone that doesn't want to talk to them. Okay, so we have seen the pictures of Meghan when she was a young girl, and we've seen the pictures of her with her mother's family. Now, we know her mother's family are African American people. We know that they are actually from Ohio, where I'm from. But anyway, yeah. So that tells me that she has had a relationship with people, and we've seen the pictures growing up where she would know these distant relatives. It's not like she would be like, well, who you? I don't know you. Like, she know these people. There's evidence, essentially. This is the other thing that I think is very relevant to this whole scenario. Because we had a precursor to all of this, how Meghan would behave. And her brother, Thomas Jr., mentioned in a letter that he had written to Prince Harry that this is going to happen to you. Like, he predicted it. So that tells me that there is a pattern that this girl has had that spoke to her behavior prior to even being in the royal family. And I can assume that when she got on Suits or when she became an actress and had some parts here and there, she started acting like this distant, I'm better than you, I'm in a different social class, way before the actual wedding and meeting of the royals. But I find it so intriguing that this is a woman who now wants to be a humanitarian. She wants to actually show compassion for people who are from very low-end social classes, gang members, mind you. We've seen her go to the charity events and giving out supplies and food and meeting with gang members and talking about Black Lives Matter and doing all these things for social justice, and women should have a right to speak out their, say what they want because they have a voice too. But this is where the conflict comes. This is what doesn't square right with me, is how can you stand for that and treat your family like this, it shows me that you perpetrating, that you trying to help people, but you don't want to talk to your own family. Like they foreign, they aliens, they don't mean nothing. But these strangers on the street are everything. These strangers on the street mean everything. You want to help them badly. You want to help them. Do you really want to help them? Or is there an underlying reason why you're trying to help them? Let's think critically, folks. We're not looking at this superficially like, leave that girl alone. Black women shouldn't be talking badly about other black women. And this is where the problem lies. Because there are black women that are extremely abusive in how they speak about myself and to others who are black that are calling Meghan out for her behavior. Now, you tell me, how is that even right to do? And when do you actually start talking about someone's character as the priority? Aren't you contradicting what MLK always said? Not to judge people on their skin, but you judge them on their character. That is what you look at. And to immediately say black women should never say anything negative about other black women is a very, very big contradiction to what MLK stood for. You yourself are being racist if you say that other black women should not critique and call out another black woman's behavior, because being black is not a trump card to say you could get to do whatever you want because you black. It don't mean that. It means I'm black, you better stand up and do what's right because you representing. That's what that means. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We're talking about character, being a good person, doing what's right, being humble to the cause that you say you are trying to help. And also, don't forget where you come from. Because at the end of the day, all the things of this world mean absolutely nothing if you don't have your character intact, and that you can say, I know the people that knew me when more than I know these strangers on a television screen, or these strangers who are movie stars, or these strangers who are very popular, or these strangers who I'm marrying into their family. If you can't humble yourself enough to like and to even speak to the people that knew you when, there is something wrong with you. That's right, I said it. Something is wrong with you. You got a character issue. What matters is how you treat the people that knew you when.